Alright boys, it was a close call, but we finally get to see what the Nintendo Switch 2 looks like, and this looks like the exact same fucking console. How the fuck? So as you can tell from the intro, if these leaks are real, the Switch 2 looks almost exactly like the original Switch, which, I'm not gonna lie, it's underwhelming, but you know what? This is just a prototype design after all, or at least it should be. And honestly, I'm kind of okay with the Switch 2 having a similar design to the Switch 1. Just, you know, as long as they aren't exactly the fucking same. And everyone on the internet is causing hysteria about this, going like, oh, why isn't this not something new? Why would they make, how come they can't make something new? And to that I say, that's a stupid claim. Nintendo has been doing sequels and follow-ups to their consoles. Let's take the fact that the Switch is a portable console into consideration, because, you know, I know most of you play in TV mode, but it is, at heart, a portable console. Let's take a look at the history of Nintendo portable consoles. We started off with the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color, and then it made the next big step to Game Boy Advance. Then it had a few revisions, and then they made the next big step to the Nintendo DS. Nintendo DS had a few revisions, and made the next big step to 3DS. 3DS had plenty of revisions, and then it did a fucking fusion dance with the Wii U, and now we have the Switch. My point is, not only does the Switch 2 logically seem like it'd be the next thing in line, but also, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I get the Nintendo consoles always have some sort of big gimmick, and who knows, maybe this one might have one too, but Nintendo Switch is the perfect gimmick. I fucking love being able to take my Switch everywhere I go. And to have it just go back to a home console after all that would just feel dumb. Of course they're gonna keep the Switch gimmick. It's literally the perfect Nintendo gimmick. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot wrong with the Switch 1. But if the Switch 2 can fix every problem that the Switch 1 had, we might actually have the best Nintendo console on our hands. Now, before we segue into my hopes for the Switch 2, I want to go over what the prototype of the Switch 2 looks like and what I think about it, even though there's not really much. So, the front of this thing in handheld mode looks like a big Switch, big fucking whoop, but we noticed that it is bigger than the Switch that we have, which I'm not sure if I rock with. I would have honestly preferred if it stayed the same size, because, you know, that kind of affects the portability of it all, having to carry around an even bigger tablet. It has the kickstand from the Switch OLED, which is very nice. That should have how the kickstand should have always been, but it's very welcome to have it on all Switch 2s. The Joy-Cons connect through magnets. Don't ask me how the fuck that works, because it seems like there's a big-ass release button on the back of them. And like, what, are the Joy-Cons just gonna pop off whenever I drop this thing, like the battery popping out of an Android phone when someone drops it? Also, people have been saying that because there's a new button underneath the home button on the right Joy-Con, that means it's just another capture button, so that way you can have a capture button on both Joy-Cons. But that doesn't make any fucking sense, because why not put a home button on the left Joy-Con as well, so you would have two home buttons and two capture buttons, which leads me to believe that this new button is not a capture button. They just used it as a placeholder of sorts. What this new button can do, I have no idea, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, as for now, the design doesn't look all that great, but it is just a prototype, so again, we'll just have to wait and see. Same thing with, you know, the internals. It's really going to be what's on the inside of this console that matters, and what it can offer us that the Switch 1 can't. Which I think is a perfect way to segue into my hopes for this console, so let's go see that.
Please, for the love of all that is holy, add themes. We have been asking for this for 7 years. Please!
You know, I think this goes without saying. Just don't let our Switch libraries go to waste. Make it so that all Switch games are playable on the Switch 2. Make it so that the cartridges fit in the Switch 2. Hell, for the Switch 2 cartridges, give us back that little notch from, like, the 3DS era. That'd be fun. Also, that whole shit where you have to subscribe to Switch Online to play virtual console games, stop it. Just let me buy the games I want individually and let me keep them, please. And if you really desperately need to do it, at least make them available to purchase separately, but still part of the service. I think I speak for every Splatoon player when I say that we need party chat. I think it's unacceptable that Nintendo has gone this long without a convenient way to communicate with teammates or friends in an online game. And if you want to say, oh, it's to keep stuff appropriate or protect the children, that's stupid. Kids scream the N-word on game chats all day long. And if you really want to keep the kids safe, make it so that you have to add a phone number or use a ID like Roblox does if you want to use chat. Not practical, but it is a solution. Also, it's rumored that the Switch 2 might have a microphone on it, so maybe this will come true. think Nintendo should just go back to their roots and start making more color variations for the Switch 2, like how they always did with their old portable consoles. I know Nintendo has done different colored Switches in the past for special releases, but I think we should just have multiple color options for the Switch 2 out the gate. I don't really have any expectations for games coming out on this thing other than please give us another Nintendo Land and Tamagotchi Life, please! I think Street Pass would be a welcome addition back, honestly. I think people would like this nowadays. If the thing already has a built-in microphone, then why not give us a camera like the good old days? Pretty much just give us a bunch of other cool features to make the console more worthwhile. Also, Nintendo, step up your game with streaming services. Don't just drip feed them to us. Have all of them available, or have most of the popular ones available right at the gate. And I think the last big thing would really just be get rid of these stupid friend codes. Just let us add each other over usernames. And I think that about does it for this video. That's pretty much everything I could want from a Switch 2, and my thoughts on the leaks. I hope to see a trailer in the coming months, and I might drop a reaction if I can. So, that's it. See you guys.